that. Excellent, stay right there. Nick, if you can come a little bit closer. Good? Yeah, good pace. Today, I'm talking about lifestyle videos, how to create something like what you just watched. This was an ad that we did for this company called Beau, and I think there are key elements to make a video that feels this flavor. I like to break these things down into 6 different layers, from lenses, details, expression shots, ambition, music, and some cinematic tips to take home. So let's hop into it. First thing I want to talk about is vibe and flavor, knowing what that brand is wanting to capture. Now, if you're doing a lifestyle type video, it might be documentary or it might be for a client. In our case, it was for this brand called Beau Lakes, which their tagline was "The water is calling." So we sort of used this as our launch point for the entire video. Fortunately, the brand is a paddleboard company, but I really use the tagline as sort of the theme for the video, almost like the script. If you're doing an advertisement for a brand, a good way to implement the brand's marketing is to think of the tagline and then work backwards. So the tagline for this was "The water was calling," so I made sure that this was a consistent theme from shot 1. The next thing is lens choices. To shoot a lifestyle type video, I've always found that my 2 primary focal lengths are something within a telephoto range. So for this ad, it was an 85mm and then also a 50mm. I think a 50mm is great for those cinematic sort of movie type qualities. It also kind of gets into the person's environment without getting into their face, and it feels kind of the most natural. So for this entire ad, I shot from an 85mm to a 50mm. The 50mm was down for the walkout shots, shot at 24 frames per second, and then the 85mm was done with the tracking shots. Now I use an 85mm on a gimbal because it was one of the best lenses to use for gimbal shots in a moving vehicle. It was distant enough so I was able to get some distance from Nick on the paddleboard, but it was wide enough so I was able to capture some wide angles when we were doing our tracking shots. My next tip is frame rate diversity. Instead of just shooting on one type of frame rate, which is usually the comfortable, the 120 slow-mo stuff, the high-speed footage, try and diversify that between doing regular speed. So I actually have my camera set into 2 modes, mode 1 and mode 2 on my dial switch on my Sony a7 III. Mode 1 is 24 frames at 4K, and then the other mode is 120 at slow-mo. And I think diversifying between those frame rates really gives a good flavor of this short sort of ad, because you're not stuck into one frame rate. I think if you overuse an effect, you lose its positive effects. And same goes with slow-mo. If I overuse slow-mo, it starts to become a little bit boring, but it becomes a bit of a cinematic reward if I hold off from using it. So I diversified that, started the video at 24 frames, and then kind of finished the video off at slow motion while sprinkling some 24 frames with that nice motion blur. And I think it gave it a nice flavor. A big thing for lifestyle videos is once you know sort of what your element is or your vessel, so in our case it was water, your case it might be wind, it might be fire, it might be snow. A company that we've worked for in the past, 29029, what they do is these ambitious climbs going up and down this mountain, and every time there's like a different element to be inspired by. In some cases it's a snowstorm, in other cases it's the heat or the rain, and those are the themes that guide the video. Make the audience feel immersed, and a good way to do that is by an environmental element like weather. We're trying to put the fin, the base of the board into the board on water. If the screw falls in,
screw. God, you set him up so well for that.
Okay, the next thing is do not be afraid to be ambitious. Ambition is one of your strongest suits, and I think a lot of filmmakers are weakened by this. So for us, some of the shots in this video are like Hollywood-style shots, tracking shots on a gimbal while following a guy on a paddleboard. Now, I could have easily captured these shots on a drone, which I did, but I wanted to take it to the next level, which was actually getting Nick's dad in a parallel boat right beside Nick while he's on the paddleboard with me and the gimbal outside on the other side to get these like really epic tracking shots. So think a little bit beyond what you think you're capable of. Look at a Hollywood movie, look at what they're doing, and so long as everyone's playing it safe, try to get a little ambitious, go a little bit crazy. And a major element to any sort of lifestyle video, or usually any video in general, whether it's a short film or feature film or documentary, is expressions. What they're looking like while they're in the environment. Now, with these event videos that I'll do, is I like to capture these like nice profile shots of people. In this ad, I captured Nick's expression as he was paddleboarding, because people like to see what emotions are attached to said lifestyle. If you're just doing cool B-roll shots, of course, it's exciting, it's exhilarating, and it's cinematic, but what gives it a personal flavor is what the person is feeling while they're experiencing it. Since the audience has no opportunity to experience this thing other than watching the video, you're giving them as much material to pull from so that they feel like they're in that experience. Be ambitious with the music that you're looking for. So I found this song on Artlist and applied it into the video. It's tribal, it's powerful, it's cinematic, and it gives a good beat to it. Then I cut my video to that, but I found the song about halfway through my editing process. So once I had assembled all of my B-roll together in a cherry-picked timeline, I then took those shots and applied them to a musical score that I found. And I actually kind of found my top 3 favorite songs for the video, found which one cut best to the video, and then dove in from there. Find stuff that might be stepping out of your comfort zone when it comes to editing, because that might be the stuff that explores your creativity the farthest. If you guys are wanting to take your movie magic to the next level, shooting stuff like what you saw, you can download my creator pack that comes with all of the goodies that I use all of the time. I've actually recently just created it. Everything from 2:3:5 aspect ratios to film grains to cinematic transition pans to even sound effects pack. This is sort of the starter kit for editors that I use continually on multiple projects. All the title cards that you saw that popped up on through this was used using that creator pack. So hopefully this video can help you elevate your production quality, take it to the next level, and let me know what you guys think. Anyways, keep making some great stuff, and I will see you guys in another video.